Hello YouTube, vintage stereo collectors and restorers. Here's a really short video. It's a little bit of a cheat. This is what was in this spot right here. 1000 microfarad 35 volt cap. Now I had a couple replacements for the two coupling caps for the speakers. This is the power supply. Show you what was here. This was a 1060 volt. This is a niche Yukon Gold 1100 volt that I had in stock, and I didn't have anything to fit this spot. Here's the issue. Last time I bought Axial caps like this, they were from $6 to $10 a piece and higher for one cap. Price has really gone up. The radials were $2 to about $4 a piece. And on some stereos, like this one here, didn't pay very much for it. Doesn't have a high resale, so I'm trying to be as economical as possible. I want it to work well. So I want to use the caps that I have, and I have a bunch of these 1000 microfarad 50 volt here. That's what's going to go in there. But how do you do this nicely? You can lay it on a side, you can glue it, you can add leads onto it. Or in the case of this, where you had an axial, there's all kinds of space here that's unused. And there's a solder land like right there. So this is an old trick. I ain't a trick, but I'm just going to, I measured it out, and I'm just going to put a new mounting hole right there. Shazam! Right beside the other one. It's a little bigger, but it's the smallest drill bit I had, and I'll show you where it comes through. You're wondering, well, what, how do you hook it up? Okay. So, it's right there. So the original negative is here. The negative's still going to go through there. Positive will go here. We can close that one up and just run a short little jumper to here. And that's what I did with the other one. There's an empty land here. It's almost as if they're anticipating that type of capacitor. Took a piece of wire, same gauge as the lead, and put it over here. And just a way to recap and not have to use the most expensive parts on something. Like if this was a, I don't know, like a Sansui 555 or something like that. I'm going to put the caps that fit the spot the best and perform the best, because it has a very high resale. But this thing, it'll work nicely, and it looks great. So you've got a few here, and I think actually these boards, like, why did they use an axial right there when the leads are that close together? I don't know. But anyway, there's just a little tip. I'll just show you what it looks like at the back. Right there, so it came through like no problem. So we can lay that one down. Do a little, if it's an area that hasn't been soldered on like in 100 years, or 50 years in this case, just a little bit of abrasion around it, so the solder sticks. So that one can actually go. Most of these are bent over because this board doesn't have the strength. It's a older type board. It doesn't really have the strength to take a lot of abuse. And then I'm just going to cut a very short piece and lay it across there. So go back to your coffee. Thanks for watching. Listen.